The Department of Homeland Security has raised concerns, warranted concerns about the potential threats to LGBTQ people, Jewish people, and the migrant community. Now, what is similar about all of those groups? At different times, by different parts of the right wing, they have become the focus of much hatred. Not a coincidence. Here's this breaking from NBC News. In a terrorism advisory bulletin, the Department of Homeland Security on Wednesday raised concerns about potential threats to the LGBTQ, Jewish, and migrant communities from violent extremists inside the United States. Americans motivated by violent ideologies pose a persistent and lethal threat, a senior DHS official told reporters in a briefing on the bulletin. Intelligence officials across the federal government have consistently highlighted the growing threat of American extremists in recent years, while explaining that foreign threats such as the Islamic State terrorist group and Al-Qaeda are no longer as persistent as they once were. The bulletin was the latest summary of national terrorism threats, a document that has been updated about every 6 months since the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Some extremists have been inspired by recent attacks, including the shooting at the LGBTQ bar in Club Springs, Colorado, the bulletin said. The report also highlighted an enduring threat to the Jewish community. Asked if recent anti-Semitic remarks by Ye, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, contributed to increased threats to Jewish people, a senior DHS official said, any high-profile official or celebrity trafficking in conspiracy theories only serves to ignite violence among extremists. So this is important in a number of different ways. One of them is that I think when we talk about these stories, it's easy to see it as just in a vacuum. Oh, Kanye West is ranting and raving about the Jewish community and it's horrible, but does everyone understand the way that impacts in a very real sense the lives of Jewish people because of those who follow him, like what he's saying, and feel more bolstered in their own actions because Kanye West is saying what I believe? Same thing with all of these radical right-wingers and radical extremists of all kinds, but right now we're talking specifically about how this connects to the political side of things. And so the Department of Homeland Security having to come out and say, listen, as far as terrorist threats go, these are the primary concerns. Terrorist acts towards LGBTQ, these are like the rising concerns, right? These are the biggest that we're focused on, however you want to phrase it. The LGBTQ community getting attacked, Jewish people being attacked, migrants being attacked. And again, it's hard not to think, gosh, we've heard a whole lot of anti-migrant talk on Tucker Carlson, a whole lot of anti-LGBTQ talk on Tucker Carlson. Is Tucker Carlson going to, and then dog whistling, you know, the heck as well on different conspiracies that connect it to the Jewish community?
Absolutely.
Is someone like Tucker Carlson ever going to read a report like this and think, huh, maybe these extremists are being motivated by me? Probably not. And if he does, he might think, wow, clearly my message is getting out so loud and clear. I don't know. But it needs to be discussed. It needs to be called out because this is the safety and lives we're talking about of people who are being damaged and threatened because of the rhetoric of so many in our country that is so dangerous. And I want to make clear, sometimes I'll talk about these stories and members of the right wing who are much more moderate and reasonable will reach out and be a little bit upset and offended by what I say, thinking I'm overgeneralizing. And I feel like I make an effort to clarify that in a country our size, when there's two main sides politically, of course there's going to be good and bad in every side. 100%, yes. Even in smaller subsets, just the Christian conservative movement also has good and bad in it, right? There's all these different groups with nuanced discussions to be had about them. But when talking about politics and talking about the extremism, you understand that there isn't any Tucker Carlson equivalent on the left. And that's why I make this distinction of this extremism is more on the hand, you know, on the back, I guess, you know, on the shoulders of the right wing as a movement because their media leaders, their political leaders are the ones spreading this. It's not just extremists within their movement, right? Because there's people who call themselves progressive out there that are nutso world, 100%, yes, or call themselves Democrat, who are horrible, okay? Again, this many people within that, there's always going to be wackos across the board. But the people who rise to crazy, insane prominence within the right are the ones spreading the theories. It's not just festering within their movement. These are the people that become super popular. Donald Trump, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, of course, as we're talking about right here, Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson is the most highly rated, most viewed cable news show. And that is why it should be connected to the political movement that we're talking about, because the most influential individuals within this movement are the ones perpetuating talking points that are leading to extremist actions 100%. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/LukeBeasley. That's patreon.com/LukeBeasley, and there is a link in the description.